Hey, good morning. Welcome to the weekly Wednesday breakthrough. I'm Carolyn Bishop, your business with balance coach. We are going to talk about getting rid of the roller coaster today. All right. So when you join, when you find me, when you're listening in on this, I'm going to give it a couple seconds for people to come in. Let me know by saying hello in the chat. And we're going to talk about that whole roller coaster thing. When results go up and down and up and down. I've been there. I'm going to share with you behind the scenes. I'm going to give you a little bit today of the chaotic background of the Academy and where it came from and what it was that created all of it. And I'm going to get into a little bit more depth probably than you've ever heard before. And we're going to talk about how to release the roller coaster. So this is really targeted for those of you who are leaders, who are coaches, your course creators. You have an expertise, you have info that you're sharing with people, you have something that changes people's lives, and you are really wanting to get it out there in a consistent way, in a way that it flows, that it's constantly going. So say hi when you join. I'm just going to look over and make sure that we are going. Yeah, okay, I see us in the group. I know several of you will be watching the recording, so if you are watching the recording, just put hashtag replay in. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Christine. Love to see you guys. Okay, so let's get into this. And then I am going to actually, at the end of this today, I'm going to give you two options on how you can proceed from here in terms of things that are going to be benefit to you today. I'm going to give you a quiz you can take to really figure out where your business is and what you need to, not what you need to, but what could make the biggest difference of getting rid of that roller coaster. And then the second thing I'm going to offer is, it's a special thing that I'm going to be giving you. Hey, Don. Hi, Maya. Hello. Thanks for saying hi, you guys. Okay, so sorry, I've got a tight throat this morning for some reason. All right, so say hi as you join us. Thank you guys for being on live. I love that. And those of you watching the replay, again, put hashtag replay in. So here we go. I want to dive into this. Hello, tell me where you guys are coming from. First of all, tell me where you are. Of course, Maya, I know you are a client in the Academy. So yay, so glad that you're on here. Dawn, part of our Balance Project. Actually, do that for me. Put hashtag Balance Project if you are part of our Balance Project membership. Put hashtag Breakthrough Academy if you are in our full Academy. And put hashtag Pillar Program if you are part of our Pillar program, or if you are just part of our Facebook group. We love you. We love having you here. We're so glad that you are joining us. So let us know. Hey, Lena, Don, I see from Texas. Cheryl saying hi. Let's see, Maya. We already mentioned hello, Maya. Tell us yes. A hashtag Breakthrough Academy, Maya. Love it. All right, South Carolina. Love it. I love how international our crew is. I think all of you guys so far are from the US, but we have people from Norway. We have people from South Africa. We have people from Australia. We have people from Denmark. These are some of our clients. It's so fun. All right. Trying to chat a little bit, honestly, because I want to get my voice before I start this. All right. Okay, here we go. Grab your pen and paper. We're about to get started. Do you know that you are one personalized pillar path away from the six-figure business with balance you want? I'm going to say that again. Do you know that you are only one personalized pillar path away from the six-figure business with balance that you want? Do you know that when you have the 5 core pillars, this is what I mean by that. When you have the 5 core pillars of your business in place and they are well connected and they match who you are, that's what I mean by the personalized piece of it, and they match all areas of your life that are important to you, maybe your kids, your family, maybe you have another job, your fitness, your fun, your freedom, your faith, all of those pieces. When you have a personalized pillar path that is, yes, you're one personalized pillar path away from the business, the six-figure business with balance that you want. That's when you have all of these pieces in place, the 5 core pillars that are well connected, that are designed to match who you are and your personal life. You can have the six-figure business with balance that you really want. That's exciting, right? That's exciting. Now you may be going, wait, how do I get this? What is it? Well, I want to give you a little bit of background on this, and it's all going to come together. And this is how we're going to get rid of the roller coaster, because I lived a roller coaster for years. I remember this one evening, it was at the end of the workday, and I was upstairs in my office. And it was that time of day where like the sun was just starting to set, and I could see a little bit of light still coming in the light. And it was, have you ever had those times where like you're staring at your computer and then you look up and your room's dark? It was right on the edge of that. And I was staring at my computer, staring at my bank account. And every so often I'd look back down at my desk. I can see in my head this white desk that I had. And then I'd look back up at the bank account. And what I was doing was trying to calculate in my head how I could come up with some great results before the end of the month so that I didn't have to admit to anyone, my husband, my family, or most importantly, me, that I had had a lousy month again. See, I was a leader for women at the time, and I was supposed to be this great coach. I was getting recognition all over the place. I was in a position of leadership. People saw me as a great leader. But behind the scenes that day, all I could do was think about how I was going to come up with money to put in our family bank account and not have to admit that I had had that lousy month again. I'd been up and down in my business for what felt like ages. And I was at a level that a lot of people would be grateful for, but the roller coaster of results I was getting was starting to really bother me. You can see I'm like almost uncomfortable talking about this. I remember like this, that feeling inside me, like I was so tired of it. I just wanted consistency. Can you relate to that? I just wanted consistency. Honestly, I felt embarrassed inside every time it happened. But I was still proud of what I had accomplished. So I had this yo-yo even inside of me. I was really frustrated, but I also knew that coaching and teaching others was what I was meant to do. And I was tired, but I knew that I wasn't going to give up. So I'm sitting at my desk, staring at my computer, trying to figure out what I was going to do. And I heard the front door open. And I heard my husband's voice say, hello, as he came in from work. So I got up from my chair and I walked out of my office over to the landing that looked downstairs to where he'd come in and said hi and asked how his day was. We chatted for a little bit. And then I told him that I'd be in my office for a little bit more because I had some work I had to finish. Going back into my office, I sat back down in my chair and took one more glance at the number that was sitting in my bank account that was showing on the screen. And I took a huge breath. And then I reached for a notebook and a pen. But this time it was different. I wasn't just going to sit with this notebook and pen and try and figure out what I was going to do to make this month come together. I wanted to figure out why this was happening. Being at a good level in my business, but having these ups and these downs and these ups and these downs. And sometimes having the up, 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 and then the plummet, right? That plummet. So I started diagnosing almost 15 years of my six-figure and monthly and multiple six-figure monthly roller coasters. See, I had had six-figure months and then I didn't. And then I had multi six-figure months and then I didn't. And there was this up and down. That's where the exhaustion came from. That's where the frustration came from. So 15 years, I started looking back into my business. And what I thought I would find was a correlation between the downs and my kids' really active schedule. See, my kids are very involved: dance, track, basketball, soccer, student council, baseball, community service. Like, so I thought it would correlate to that, but that wasn't it. I thought it would correlate maybe to our travel schedule. See, my family's in Canada and I live down in San Diego. Or I thought it would correlate with taking the kids on vacation and taking time off. Or I thought it would correlate with the times that I was traveling for speaking at conferences, or that it would be when I was attending conferences. but it didn't correlate with that either. And I thought that it might correlate with the intensity of the volunteer work that I did when I was helping out with things in the community. See, I did the Parent Teacher Association, coaching my kids and helping with fundraising, but it didn't correlate with that either. But there was something that I found. When I dug deeper into my business and saw where the dips happened, I found something even more profound. What was causing my roller coaster? And my heart started to race a little bit. And I felt myself taking deep breaths again, kind of sitting up straighter. It was this weird feeling of awareness and yet hope. And I felt almost frozen because my mind was now racing with the possibilities of what this could mean. And what I uncovered can be summed up in that one beautiful phrase that changed my life, and it changed my business. And now it's changed hundreds of other female coaches and course creators and their businesses. You are one personalized pillar path away from a six-figure business with balance, the one that you want. That was it. That was the difference. My plummets on my roller coaster, it wasn't about my hustle or lack of hustle. It wasn't about how busy I was or how demanding my personal calendar was. It wasn't that something was wrong with me. It wasn't that I wasn't good enough, because those thoughts had gone into my head too. Do you ever do that to yourself? You're like, there's got to be something wrong with me. I'm obviously not good enough. I don't know enough. I need to educate myself more. That was the cycle that I would put myself into whenever I plummeted. The highs and lows of my business, it wasn't any of that. It was the result of whether or not I had a solid, simple, and complete, what I call a pillar path for turning strangers into long-term clients in a way that was personalized to fit my life and to fit who I was. And if any of the pieces were missing, if any of the pillars were missing, if any of the pillars weren't well connected, or if any of the methods that I was using for the pillars didn't fit me or my life at the time, my roller coaster results would show up again, and they'd plummet whenever I was missing one of those. It's the power of the complete path that lines up with who you are and your life at the time, that is connected in such a simple way. Each of the pillars connected in such a simple way that it turns strangers into dream clients on repeat. That's what makes the difference. You are one personalized pillar path away from the six-figure business with balance that you want. Ah, my gosh, reliving that, I tell you. Ever since I nailed that down, my business has continually grown no matter what's been going on in my life, no matter how busy it gets with my kids or our travel schedule or with the volunteer work that we do. Ever since I started teaching this to our clients, my clients are achieving levels of success that they've never hit before. And ever since I started to create the step-by-step process for other coaches and course creators to follow, we've had so much success that our program now includes 5 experts that I've been able to hire thanks to this, who also work with our client. And each one of them has a specialty in each of those pillars. And because it still happens, I'm going to be real, if I feel another roller coaster dip happening in my business, or I see it in one of the people I'm coaching, we get to fix it fast. No one stays down for very long. And the highs on the roller coaster, they keep getting even better. So are you open to taking a quick glance at where your pillars are currently? If you are, I want you to put down, I'm open. I'm open. Are you open to putting down where your pillars are currently? And I say putting down because I'm going to be walking you through a little step to kind of do a self-assessment, because you're one personalized pillar path away from the six-figure business with balance that you want. Are you open to it? All right, I see yes, Yes. I hate reliving that. I will tell you that. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen with you now. All right. Let me grab this. And oh, why is it not sharing? Hang on. We're going to find. Give me just a second. We're going to get this. It's not giving me the option of sharing the screen that I want. Hang on. Present. What's going on here? Cancel. I'm going to find this so we can go through this together. Okay, so grab your pen and paper because there it is. Okay, it didn't show up for a minute. And, oh, I got something in my eye now. I would say at first it was the reliving, and now I'm like, oh, I must have got an eyelash or something in my eye now. Okay, so here's what I want to do with you is I want to walk you through. Let's get this so that it's even bigger and you can see it. Okay, the 5 essential pillars. What we're going to do is we're going to do this really, really quickly, and then there's 2 things that you can put in the chat. Okay, yay, I see I'm open, awesome, let's do this. Okay, so the 5 essential pillars. This is great if you've done this before, if you're doing it again, or if you're doing this for the first time, is what we want to do. Oh, is it not changing for you guys? Okay, hang on. For some reason, it doesn't like. Let's see if I change this. Is this changing for you? It's being finicky today. Sorry, we're going to get this sorted. Present, share screen, and share. Okay. Is that, oh my gosh, my eye is like watering galore now. Okay. Is that showing for you? Are you guys seeing it? And if I click on the next slide, is it changing for you? Huh, it's being finicky. It's, oh, there we go. Okay, I saw it change. Is it changing now? Will you guys put the word changing in there? Oh my gosh, my eye is going nuts. Sorry, you guys would just ignore me. And what we're going to do is make sure that you have the full screen. Okay, and let's just do this. Okay, then you don't have to look at me wiping the water out of my eyes as it goes. Okay, so what we're going to do is the very first thing is what we want to have, what it looks like to have all 5 pillars in place is you have consistent new leads coming in who hang around with you before they really even know who you are. They then attend your events. They ask you for your offers. You're not having to really say, here, I've got this. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? But they're asking you for your offers because the way your events are set up. And they stay long-term. Once you have a client, they stick with you, they stay with you. So that's what a solid pillar path would look like. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to take you through each of these pillars, and we're going to do a really fast assessment. And then there's 2 things that you can put in the chat today to move forward from this. And the first one is that you can say, pillar quiz, please. Just type pillar quiz, please, and I will give you an actual fun quiz where you can go through and assess yourself, and then it will give you your results on the tail end of it. Okay, so let's go into the first pillar. The first pillar, give yourself an assessment right now. Hang on, did it change? Let's see if it's changing. Oh, this is going to be finicky today. I hate that. Okay, let's see if, okay, we're going to have to stop sharing for a minute. You guys, I'm so sorry. This is such a pain. You can see my eyes are a mess. I've got something in my eye right now. Okay, but let's share the screen because more important is that you get the results you're looking for today. Okay, so let's see. Is it going to change for you? All right. The first one, okay, is your finding. Yay. Okay, it's working. Even if I have to pop in and pop out, we'll do that. The finding is I want you to rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. And a 10 is you have a consistent flow of fabulous new leads from multiple sources. Okay, so I want you to start thinking, right? You have a consistent flow of fabulous new leads from multiple sources and without depending on other people's events. Oh, thank you, Maya. Maya said, or Dawn said technology. Take your time from Maya. Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. This is why I love my audience. You guys are all high-level leaders, professionals. You know, this just happens. Okay, so You have a consistent flow of fabulous new leads from multiple sources, and without depending on others' events, you have new prospects coming in daily. So, what do I mean by that? It means that you've got a flood of leads, but you don't have to depend on anybody else. So, you don't have to depend on getting on somebody else's podcast. You don't have to depend on doing events with a whole bunch of people who are advertising. You can generate your own leads. You can find people with no problem at any time. You have a consistent flow of fabulous leads from multiple sources without depending on others' events, and you have new prospects coming in daily. So give yourself a score of out of 1 to 10 on that. Where would you say you are? A 10 meaning you got a consistent flow every single day. You're getting fabulous new leads all the time. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, give yourself a score. If you're willing to, throw it in the chat. Throw it in the chat. Let us know where you are. And you know what? It doesn't matter what you put in the chat. There's not going to be any judgment on these numbers, because for some people, getting one new lead a day, that would be a 10 for them. For some people, if they're getting less than 100 new leads a day, that would be a 2 or a 3. So there is no comparison to other people here. It's about what you want, where you're at. So do you have the fabulous flow of consistent new leads that you want on a daily basis coming in from multiple different sources? Okay, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, so there's no comparison with other people that you're seeing in the chat here. So whether you're watching the recording or watching this live, throw your personal evaluation as to where you want it to be and where it is. Okay, give yourself a score out of 1 to 10. Okay, so I see ones, I see threes. This can often be the case. Now, it's not about beating yourself up for this, because oftentimes I'm actually going in backwards order of what you would build them. And sometimes the first few that we're going to assess will be your lowest ones, because they will be on the tail end of your build. Okay, so there's your findings. Second one I want you to evaluate is what we call feeding. These are your nurturing systems. What a 10 would look like, did it change? Are you guys seeing that? Yes. Okay. What a 10 would look like is you have multiple systems that engage and educate a great big following, so you can handle lots of people. It educates them and engage them. So you've got multiple systems to do this, and you can engage them for long time spans without without them ever having to spend more than a few minutes with you, because these are the people who are still assessing if you're worth their time. These are the people who are still seeing whether or not they want to spend time with you. So it's not about phone calls. It's not about appointments. It's not about, getting together yet. This is where they are just researching you, looking into you. So give yourself a score on a scale of 1 to 10. Do you have multiple systems that engage and educate without talking to you, a great big following for long time spans? Because sometimes people will need a long time to situate themselves and see if they really want to talk to you, if they want to spend time with you. So they don't ever have to spend more than a few minutes with you. Like maybe they're just getting a quick link, or maybe they're getting a response in a message or something like that. But it's not an ongoing conversation, where they're not at that point yet. It's just where they can research you. So give yourself a score of 1 to 10. Give yourself a score of 1 to 10 out of those. And if you're brave, put it in the chat. Because again, this isn't about comparing yourself to anybody else who's putting scores down here. It's about saying to yourself, where do I want it to be and where is it right now? So do you have multiple systems that engage and educate a great big following for long time spans without them ever having to spend more than a few minutes with you? Give yourself a score out of 1 to 10. And the important part of this is not phone calls. This is not appointments. This is not a live like this. It's not that. This takes trust for you guys to spend your morning with me here. Okay, we're past this one already. This is not a feeding. Okay, a feeding is where they're trying to figure out whether they want to spend time with you. Okay, all right, so I see some threes coming. I see some twos coming. And don't panic if that's feeling low, because on your process of building and growing, these two will be kind of your final steps almost. Okay, so now we're going to move to the next one. I call these feasts. because it's like the idea that they're sitting down to eat with you. They're sitting down for your goodness. They're sitting down for what all the nourishment that you're going to provide. So these are your presentation systems. So again, rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. And a 10 looks like you have a variety of methods to showcase your expertise that always has your audience asking you how they can continue working with you. So these are your presentation systems. One, do you have a variety of methods that showcases your expertise? And the second part is, does it have your audience asking you how they can continue working with you? So a really good feast, as we call it, is when they're sitting down for dinner. It's not necessarily where you're dishing all the information about your programs, your products, what you do. It's about creating a desire that they want to ask you about it. So do you have a variety of methods you could do that with that showcases your expertise that has them asking you how they can continue working with you? It's the difference of saying, I have this product, I have this program, I have this, do you want it? Do you want it? But instead they're like, what program do you have? What product do you have? Can you tell me about this? And they are stepping into it. That's a big difference in this. Okay, so where would you say you are on a scale of 1 to 10 with this? I call them your feasts, like as if these are the ones, and why I call it that is they're like sitting down to dinner with you. This is when they're finally spending times. Okay, so I see some ones, I see some twos, I see some threes coming in. Okay, I see a 5. Good. We've got some strength starting there. That's awesome. Okay, and congratulations. And again, it's not about what anybody else scores or doesn't score. This is about you and how you want it to be. And the comparison of where it is to where you know it will really make a difference for your audience. Okay, let's move on to the fourth one. The fourth one is your offering. Your offering. Score yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, a 10 is your sales grow continuously because you take your products on an appealing, systematic journey through the entire psychological buying process in a short time span that leaves them wanting what you have. So you have this whole journey lined out that's systematic, that takes them through the psychological buying process, but you do it in a short time span. And it leaves them wanting what you have, saying, yes, please, this is what I was looking for. Yes, please, this is what I want. So are your sales growing continuously? Do you have that systematic journey that's appealing, that takes your prospects through the psychological buying process? And can you do it in a short time span that leaves them wanting what you have? Give yourself a score out of 10 on that. Okay, and drop them in. And I just want to say, first of all, before we continue, congrats to you for, trusting yourself, to being open and being honest with yourself, and to say, you know what? I want to know where I'm at. I want to know what I have, because you're a leader. I mean, there is no doubt you already have a powerful presence with your prospects. You already have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of skill. You have the ability to lead people. It's the recognition of the changes in these systems that can get you out there, that can have the difference between you having the ups and downs and the highs and the lows versus the continually growing business. Okay, so I see some 4s and some 5s coming in with this one. Fantastic. Love it. All right, let's move on to the next one. I want you to score yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on this one, and I call this your fulfillment. These are your client advancement systems. These are the people who have said yes to you already. These are your customers. These are your clients. So a 10, what a 10 looks like is you have configured your expertise into an irresistible offer that consistently provides your clients with outstanding results. So do your clients consistently get great results? Does your offer also make you stand out from the crowd, your program, your product? Or are you just one of a gazillion people who do the same thing as you? Right? So a 10, again, you've configured your expertise into an irresistible offer. People are like, yes, please, yes, please, yes, yes, please. It consistently provides your clients with outstanding results. It makes you stand out from the crowd. It's different from others. They can't get it anywhere else. It's unique and it's powerful. And it's simple for you to deliver no matter what is happening in your life. Meaning, if you get sick, it doesn't get affected. If you want to travel, you can still deliver this. If you have a glitch in your world in some way, something else you need to focus on, it's still simple for you to deliver no matter what is happening in your life. So take all of those aspects of it and give yourself a score between 1 and 10. So you have it's an irresistible offer. It provides your clients with outstanding results. It's different from others. It makes you stand out from the crowd, and it's simple for you to deliver no matter what is happening in your life. All right, I see some scores coming in. Yes, I see some of actually our clients have 5s and 7s and 6s, so getting higher up there as we get towards the tail end, and that is great because it doesn't matter how many, like if we go back to the first one, the finding, it doesn't matter how many people you find if what you're offering in your fulfillment isn't really solid, right? If you're not feeling like it's changing lives and making a difference for people, going from here to here to here to here is going to be really hard. So I love that as we progressed through these assessments, that your scores got higher and higher. And that's ideally what you want to see. That's fantastic. Okay, so what I want to do next is the next pillar is if you had any 0s, 1s, 2s, or 3s on your assessment. So look at your scores and see where you were on your on each pillar. So this is just your different pillars. Look for any 0s, 1s, 2s, or 3s. Now, what this can mean in your business is that on the first one that you're getting minimal leads, which is going to be hard to get to that 6-figure flow that you're wanting, right? If we don't have enough leads coming in, or maybe when you get the leads, you're being ghosted, or the conversations are dead end, or they just don't go anywhere. Okay. Or maybe you're getting leads and the conversations are going and they're booking appointments, but you're getting a lot of no-shows or cancellations. That could be the third one here. Or maybe you're getting minimal lead, or you're getting leads, you're getting them, they're learning about you, they're sticking around enough to book an appointment with you, they're showing up for the appointment, but then the sales really aren't that great. Or you're getting refunds after the sales. So these could be some of the things that could happen if you've got 0, 1, 2s, or 3s, or maybe they're getting all the way through here, but then you've got very few clients or rare renewals. So the sales are low, the people aren't sticking, they're not staying around, they're not reordering, they're not renewing, they're not staying with you. So this is what can happen in the pillars if you've got 0s, 1s, 2s, or 3s happening. Minimal leads, you're getting dead-end conversations happening, no-shows or cancellations, low sales, or you're getting asking refunds, or you're getting few clients or rare renewals or people who are reordering on a regular basis. Okay, so if any of those are resonating with you, if you're brave, throw it in the chat. You know, you're not alone. It's a process to build this. So here's what else can happen. Maybe if you're sitting at the 4, 5s, or 6s on your assessment, is maybe you're getting sporadic leads, or your prospects aren't really engaged. They're there, but they're not really, you know, let's say you put a live out, but they're not really showing up, or uncommitted or hesitant audiences where they're there, they come to your events, but they're not really participating, they're not really chatting, they're not really progressing from it. Or maybe you're finding sporadic sales where you get some and then you don't, and then you get some and then you don't. That can happen, with the 4s or 5s. Or maybe you're getting clients, but they don't renew, or they don't reorder, or they don't stay with. They just do their time and then they're gone. That can happen with weak or skinny pillars. So the first one was kind of the missing pillars if you've got 0s, 1s, 2s, or 3s. The second grouping can be weak, skinny, or wobbly pillars, which is 4, 5s, or 6s. And then the disconnected pillars can be 7s, 8s, 9s, or 10s, but you're still finding people are dropping off too often. So this could be like in your finding category where you get lots of leads, but they don't really progress. Or in your feeding pillar where you have a big audience, but they rarely take action. Or in your feast pillar where you have great events, but the results are really small. Or in your offering pillar where you have great offers, but the sales are minimal. Or in the client thing, in the fulfillment area where you have some clients, but there's limited change happening with them. They're not really getting big results, or they're going through what they committed to and then they're gone. They're not renewing. So that could be where you have strong pillars, but they're disconnected. Okay. So what we're looking at is getting you to a point where you have a solid pillar path, where you have consistent new leads who hang around, who attend your events, ask you for your offers. So you're not having to push it or promote it, but they're asking you for your offers, and then they stay long term. So, where would you say excites you the most right now? Throw it in the chat. Are you looking for consistent new leads? Because you know if you get those consistent new leads, you've got the rest of this laid out. Or are you looking at how you can feed people more so that they can hang around with you longer, get to know you without having to talk to you yet? You know, that you want to have systems in place that people can really experience who you are without having to be in contact with you so that you can hang on to that audience who doesn't know you yet long enough for them to feel like they know you and want to show up to your events? Or is it maybe your events that you really want to focus on so that people will not only attend your events, but take progress from there, move forward from there? So, just out of all of these, what would you say is one that you're like, oh my gosh, yes, if I switch that, my business would change? My business would change. All right. So, coming back to right here. Hey, you can see my eye. Something got in it after my little story at the beginning. I'm a mess now, but that's okay. That's okay. What I want you to do is kind of look at what pillars, if you invested into right now, would make the difference. Okay, so leads. So if you're focused on leads, you want to make sure that all the other four pillars are really, really strong, because if we get leads, but the other pillars cause drop offs because they're not really strong, getting leads can cost a lot of time and money that really don't end up going anywhere. So make sure that if you're going to focus on consistent leads, that you have the rest of the pillar path solid. You actually want to work them backwards. You want to work them backwards in the build to make sure that you can take people from the start to the end, because the end is where the commitment is. The end is where is the yes, I want to work with you. So make sure you build backwards is one thing. And then two, make sure that as you come in, now they don't all have to be 10s before you progress. Very, very important. You don't wait for that, right? But you want to make sure that you have a solid pillar path to get people from the beginning of that pillar path to the end. All right. All of the above. Okay, so building backwards. So here's what I told you that I was going to give you a couple options today is one, as you can go through this a little bit more specifically, really thinking about you, thinking about your business, and you can go do a self-assessment here. So it's just myname.com and then pillar quiz. Okay, that will take you through a little bit of an assessment, kind of like what we did today, but it's going to give you a result on the end of where to focus, what to do. Okay, from there, that is one thing right there. Now, the other thing that I want to do is invite those of you who are movers and shakers, those of you who maybe know me already, those of you who've been hanging out in my world. Okay, I want to invite you to be a part of what we call our pillar program. The pillar program is getting all five of those pieces really laid out. And I'm going to give you something really special today for just hanging out with me and watching this. Is if you message me, I want you to DM me Fav 500, please. I want you to put that in a DM and message me Fav 500, please. And what that is that is going to be a $500 gift towards what's called our pillar program. And now this is not going to be an instant like saying, oh, I'm getting it. You don't know what it is a lot yet, maybe. But if you are looking to getting all those pillars in place and you want to make sure that you're getting every pillar to a place of a 7, 8, 9, or a 10, so you can have that consistent six-figure flow that you're looking for, this is going to be a great starting place for that. And so if you would like, you can DM me Fab 500, please. And what it does is it gives you a $500 gift towards our pillar program or our full academy. We actually have two programs. And this is where a few of our audience members are here. Hey, Maya. Yeah, she says, thank you, Carolyn. I'm bouncing because she's already part of our Breakthrough Academy. So yeah, so I want to leave you guys with that you have two options here. Go do the pillar quiz, or If you want to message me direct with a Fab 500, please, we can jump on a call together and look at where to apply that the best for you to make sure that your pillars can really get in place and what is going to be the smartest place for you to work on first. So I'm Carolyn Bishop. I want to say congratulations for being here today. And I want to also thank you for listening to my story. So have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. I will see you back here next week. And don't forget, you can either go here to do your personal assessment, or you can message me, DM me privately, Fab 500, please, and we will go from there. All right. Have a great day, you guys. Happy Wednesday, and I will see you next time.